Hello, my gorgeous, joyous Geminis. Welcome back. As you know, I'm Sachi the Scorpio, and I'm here to deliver your guided healing tarot for the month of December. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The more energy that you send to me, the more energy that I can send to you. And Gemini, you are third this segment, so thank you very much for all the likes. So, I had a message for you, and it's everything comes when it calls. When it's called. When it calls. Yeah, everything comes when it calls. Okay, maybe I wrote that wrong, but anyway, I hope you felt what I meant. But welcome to Sagittarius season. So, you know, this is all about philosophy, academia, wisdom, spirituality, culture, and also luck and abundance. Sagittarius rules all things that are based on perspective, which is the subjective, right? And perhaps the only objective, which is that everything is subjective, right? It's all coming from some sort of point of view as a human being. So it's these types of deterministic approaches to things that shape how we see the world and make us biased in the most innocent ways. This season, we're going to take a look at what philosophy you are stuck in that no longer serves you. And then we are also going to take a look into how that is blocking your luck and abundance. In the extended, we are going to get into a new philosophy and see how we can change the philosophy that you are stuck in that no longer serves you, and then also how we can help bring in that luck and abundance to you. We are also going to be doing shuffle-mancy. So this is an iPod from a okay, so it's my music and this guy that I dated who was a Sagittarius, and he was a DJ. So all his stuff is on it, and I have some book on tapes, most of which are philosophy or theology related. So 1,400 songs. We have a lot that might pop up, and at the end I'm going to make a YouTube playlist of all the songs that popped up as a soundtrack to what is up and coming. We are bound to experience a little bit of culture, maybe even some that you don't know. I also thought that this would be the perfect time to bring out my music oracle deck. So this spread and shuffle-mancy is available during Sagittarius season. I am booking 15 of these spreads at $55.55, but the first 10 people who book will get it at $44.44 with that $11.11 discount. So feel free to email me. The link is in the description box below. Same with the shuffle-mancy link and the extended. Soon I will also be dropping some videos about teaching tarot, so keep an eye out for that if you're interested in learning how to do tarot for yourself. Also, of course, follow me on Instagram at Sachi the Scorpio with an underscore now for some healing content and, you know, some free tarot from time to time, some memes, some different information on astrology, and then, of course, my own journey. So, Geminis. This is what came out in the cleansing ceremony. We had Beyonce, okay? So confidence can be the most powerful aphrodisiac. That's the attitude, you know, of having this sort of like, you know, aura around you that just captivates kind of everyone. You're able to manipulate and get your way kind of thing. The lifestyle is be both everywhere and nowhere at once. So, you know, there's something to be said about that. And then when someone sings from the heart, don't go tone deaf. That's the inspiration. And you know that, you know, like personally, I'm not a fan of Beyonce. I mean, I never really listened to her music at all, but I know her music. You know what I mean? Like, she will be a part of your life, whether you like it or not. Like, I know the story of Lemonade, and I've never listened to that album. I've never tried to expose myself to Beyonce. She is known and she is heard. There also has been some, you know, rumors about her use of witchcraft and how she used it to get to where she is. And there's been a lot of condemnation about that, no matter which side that you're on, right? So definitely some Beyonce vibes, which is a very powerful divine feminine energy that you've had, Gemini. Let's see. The book says, Beyonce is the most radical and dynamic pop performer of our time. A diva who makes everyone else's grandest gestures seem tiny. What Queen Bey offers in her performances with her persona is a fierce new model of capitalist feminism, the embodiment of musical superstar, female power, and unrelenting self-belief. In her spare time, she has created her own fashion and perfume lines, became an A-list Hollywood actor, and an influential advocate of social justice, and married the undisputed, swagged-out heavyweight champion of hip-hop, Jay-Z. This is undoubtedly Beyonce's world. We're just living in it. Yeah, she uses her, divine feminine power to manifest the reality that she wants. You better believe it. And there has been a lot of criticism because, Beyonce's line, so to speak, a lot of the things that she makes are made from slave labor and really go against the kind of, woman empowerment energy that she seems to preach to the, a certain demographic of people. So, which is mostly women, right? So yeah, I will say that, I'm not going to lie about the energy that comes out when Beyonce decides to say, hey, Gemini, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so, in the situation, of course, two separate things popped out. Geminis are always on two different radars. We have our first song that wants to come out. Going to shuffle it. Keeping It Raw, featuring C. Ray's Waltz, Immortal Technique, The Silenced Revolution. Yeah, so there definitely is a revolutionary mindset that you have been feeling about this. There is something that you are understanding about your own divinity and that you are immortal, and you're keeping it raw. It feels like, just like how I was talking to you, like you're like, yeah, I'm going to take the bad with the good about everything in society, even the way sometimes female empowerment is, glorified in some way. Anyway, so we had the One of Swords come out in reverse. And what that said to me was that, like, it came out reverse, then it popped up upward. Okay. So there is some sort of new conversation. It seems like maybe you're going back and forth. You might be talking, but like, it's not necessarily hitting the topic that you need it to hit. So I feel like a conversation has not happened, and we had the Queen of Chalices behind it because the divine feminine emotional energy, the divine feminine emotional body, right, is unable to do this. And this is when the divine feminine knows how strong they are, that they can go to the King of Chalices, someone who they can trust with their emotional body to not do harm. So it looks like the divine feminine is struggling with that. And then this is the other thing that decided to jump out. We have the Knave of Swords. The second song wants to come out. 072 Mims, move if you wanna. So, ooh, TM Capital. So there definitely has something to do with capitalism. There's a trademark in this song of what it is. Mims, I'm hearing the name Jessica, but move if you wanna. So it looks like there might have been something about moving. It has something to do with capitalism. Interesting. So definitely job possibly. But anyway, second timeline that wanted to jump out, and maybe this only applies to some of you, or maybe you hold both of these dualistic energies, Gemini. I always feel a split for you guys. And thank you for balancing that energy in our world, because we need Geminis that can do that. People give Gemini shit all the time about like, oh, they're so flighty, da, 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 da. Like, their to-do list is so long, and sometimes it does not include you. Anyway, so we have the Knave of Swords. This is, unevolved communication that kind of goes in and out, but also knowing exactly how to summon what you ask for. Like, she puts it up there knowing that, she makes communication, right? She throws something out there and there's the fairy that she's trying to catch, right? But this is a little bit unevolved, and behind it was the One of Pentacles of how to have some sort of physical new beginning. And then right after that, we had Judgment and the Ten of Chalices in reverse. So there was some sort of judgment call about not having union, maybe not getting married, maybe not taking it to that next level of commitment, like not fulfilling some sort of emotional cycle in the Ten of Chalices. And it's because a judgment call has been made. The divine feminine does not feel safe to, doesn't have a divine masculine that they are safe with expressing, so to speak. But yeah, so there definitely was a judgment call of like, no, I can't do that. I can't finish that emotional cycle here. We did have Skitty using charm. So this has to do with communication. So it does look like things are still pretty light. You might be talking. There's definitely some charm going on. You know, Beyonce, you know, confidence can be the most aphrodisiac. And here we have cat spirit coming out. That's charming in conversation. So we do have that kind of energy, and then right behind it was double dragon in reverse, and double dragon for me is twin flame, right? When a dragon card comes out, you know it's twin flame. So it does look like it's influencing your twin flame journey to just not be aligned here. Let's get one more song and then we will begin. Be Mine by Robin. I love Robin. She is amazing. So it looks like someone definitely wants someone here. Someone is like, be mine, be my bae. So it does feel like there's a pretty solid offering. All right, Geminis. I hope that the end of Scorpio season treated you well. We are now in Sagittarius season, but Venus moved to Scorpio the day that we started Sagittarius season. So Scorpio's kind of taken over the show this year, right? There's a lot of deep stuff. So just know that we're not quite out yet. All right, let's see what philosophy no longer is serving. We have Lou Reed. I think of you, but not that often. Survive your own war and learn to walk hand in hand with magic and loss. Interesting. So I don't know anything about Lou Reed, so we are going to take a look at what the book says, but I think of you, but not that often. I do feel that sort of in and out energy of like, you know, thinking that, you know, loving someone is constantly obsessing about them, because that's not the case, right? As I mentioned, Geminis, they have the longest to-do list of everyone. That's how you're just always going with the flow, which is in alignment of, you know, what you need the most and what someone else needs the most. And that's really how you make connections. And some people really don't get that about Gemini. But, you know, here at Sachi the Scorpio, we definitely understand and love that energy. So don't think that, you know, obsessing about someone means that you love them and that you always have to have your mind on them, because number one, no, that's obsession. That's that Scorpio and Venus. But it's really about the depth, right? Survive your own war. So I do understand, like, there is this energy of, you know, the lifestyle of surviving kind of the problems that you create. Not that you're, you know, causing the problems necessarily, right? It takes two to have some sort of emotional expectation and disagreement. But, you know, as you go and align with people, of course, they're going to fall in love with you. And then you know, you're on to the next task at hand, you know, that you feel the soul lesson that you need to learn, that someone else needs to learn, and people will get hurt by that, right? That does cause kind of a war zone, and that's okay, right? Like, we can love and accept everyone the way they are, but the point is, like, there are going to be some people who don't, you know, who can't handle that, and that's okay too. Okay, learn to walk hand in hand with magic and loss. So it does look like there has been something that has been lost here, and walking hand in hand with magic. You know, how we were talking about, you know, kind of the controversial energy of how Beyonce is using her magic. Okay, it's time to walk hand in hand with magic and everything that you have lost in the situation. So let's see, Lou Reed from the United States, 1942 to 2013. From his early days as a taboo-busting, gender-fluid representative of a sexually ambiguous underworld, to his later incarnation as grizzled elder statesman of an unlikely Tai Chi master. Wow, okay, this guy sounds cool. Lou Reed was never afraid to alienate or to wipe the adorning grins off the faces of his fans. Approaching songwriting with a novelist pitiless, sardonic eye. Wow. Few other artists have exerted such a vast influences of those who follow them than Reed and the Velvet Underground. Combining ferocious sonic experimentation with an exploration of the sublime miseries of urban lowlife, they extended the boundaries of rock and roll into strange, dark, and dirty directions that are still being traversed today. Wow. Okay, so we kind of have a little bit of a vibe of, you know, being very gritty and being like, you know, life's tough and da 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 da. Well, you make it that way in some sort of way, right? Like urban low life, boundaries into strange, dark, and dirty directions, Gemini. I mean, I'm not saying it's not worth it for the poetry. You know, I have that Sagittarius Mercury. And the stories that come along with it, because you know you're the most interesting person when you walk in that room. When I'm out, who do I want to immediately connect with if I want to have an awesome conversation, an awesome night? Gemini, duh. Anyways, but it looks like the way that you're using your magic to manifest loss, to manifest sort of, you know, this, I have to survive in this war zone. Life does not have to be a war zone. It really doesn't. A song wants to come out here. Oh, we had America, Razorlight. Yeah, life does not have to be this way. It really does not. Like, we are able to manipulate our reality in any way that we want, right? Especially when we use divine feminine power. And yeah, okay, we had a lot of stuff coming up about capitalism and She Will featuring Drake, Lil Wayne. All right, so yeah, she will manifest whatever she desires. That's how the feminine works. But it's just, let's see what philosophy is no longer serving. I mean, it's obviously that, you know, life is a war zone and you have to survive it. That's not you. Whew, we have the Three of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles coming out. So yeah, you know, the Three of Swords in reverse. This is loss. This is heartbreak, right? It's time to let go of the loss. That's not what it has to be. It doesn't have to be this constant, you know, feeling of abandonment, feeling of loss. That is not the way that things need to move forward. We have the Knight of Pentacles, right? So that's when things are moving forward, but it's very slow, right? You plant a seed and sometimes it takes years for it to come to full blossom, okay? And so in reverse, like, I just felt like someone needed some sort of spiritual seed put in them, and they did. Wow, that was strong. All right, so yeah, with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, it's like not feeling okay with the way that things are going because they're going too slow. And just because things aren't going at some sort of certain pace, you know, it doesn't have to be this loss feeling. It's like, I'm feeling that, like, leaving doesn't always have to mean that it's not moving forward. Okay, let's see what else. On Your Own by Blur. Yeah, like being on your own has caused a blur. Just because you are not, like, you know, like, you can choose to not leave and have that be moving forward in some sort of way. Like, you know, it just feels like you feel like you have to be on your own, and that's like a war that you have created for yourself. When really you can be one of the most non-alone people. Okay? Because honestly, like, when Geminis come back in and out, I'm like, whatever, you want to leave? All right, go ahead. All right, what's the energy? Coughing using division. Yeah, this is causing a psychic division here. This is a toxic mindset, right? Coughing is when you have toxicity in your third eye. This is a very toxic mindset that you have, that it has to, you know, that if things aren't moving forward, like if things start moving slow, then it's abandonment forever and it has to end. That's not how it has to be. It says, the tighter the air, or lighter than air gases in its body keep it afloat. The gases not only smell, but they are also explosive. Yeah, these are toxic, and it makes you really explosive towards people, where maybe when people talk about their dissatisfaction about it, you know, you blow up, right? It becomes a minefield. You create this war zone for yourself by, you know, fighting this abandonment wound sort of thing, by reenacting the trauma yourself. Let's see, what's the shadow? Whew, we have Ninkata using slight intrusion. Yeah, every time that there is a slight intrusion on your heart chakra, you know, like this is, even though it's a heart chakra, look, he's coming right from the root. Like, so every time, you know, there's an intrusion into the heart, it gets to your root chakra, right? And your root chakra is how you ground, how you stay in one place. So every time someone gets a little bit deep in your heart, you're afraid that they leave, that this toxic mindset is like, all right, explode, go, like, you know, you don't feel safe, right? Your root chakra is out of balance. I will say, because it has to do with the root, which is also, you know, sleeping, eating, and drinking, all things that you consume, and we do have a smoke Pokemon here. Be careful of what you are smoking and how that is, you know, influencing you here. It says it can sometimes, okay, a song wanted to come out first before I say anything. Midnight Request Line by Scream. So yeah, Midnight, be careful of how you're sleeping, like I said, and, you know, requesting a line, make sure the things that you are putting in your nose, Gemini. Yeah. So Scream, I'm also like, you know, screaming, any sort of noise, right? Screaming, exploding, how you yelling is influencing this as well. It says it can sometimes live underground for more than 10 years. It absorbs nutrients from the roots of trees. So this is something that's coming up, that maybe something that happened 10 years ago, or you've been in a relationship for 10 years. Like, this is something very, very deep rooted, right? 10 or more plus years ago, really. And it has to do with why you don't feel safe. Why you don't feel safe. Okay, let's see how this is blocking your abundance. I'm hearing that another song wants to come out first. Good Times, Stillman. Yeah, various artists. So yeah, there are still good times. So I'm glad to hear that, because I was like, damn, Gemini, this is pretty dark. But it doesn't feel necessarily dark. It feels like you're really taking this head on. Like, you really understand that this mindset doesn't serve you anymore, right? Like, yeah, it doesn't serve you, but you're not in a terrible place. You are still having some good times. So I'm glad to see that. But let's see how this is blocking your abundance. How's this blocking luck? Ooh, Bjork wants to come out. So Bjork's birthday was yesterday. She is a triple Scorpio, Scorpio sun, moon, rising. And my personal favorite artist. If you do not know Bjork, I'm about to stick a Bjork song in here for you, Gemini. Devour Life Whole is her attitude. She takes the bad with the good and transmutes it into the most beautiful. You know, she, yes, is a musical artist. She also has made apps that you can virtual reality experience her music videos, which are very touching. And she also designs, you know, instruments that have never existed, rooms that are instruments. She is not from here. Well, she is. Okay. Well, she's human. But there's definitely a little bit of that Icelandic fairy energy to her, if you know what I mean. So, definitely if you don't know who Bjork is, ooh, get jiggy with it. But anyway, yeah, her attitude is devour life whole. She takes the good with the bad. She has one of the most crushing heartbreak albums ever, Volnicura. Her lifestyle is organized in orgy with the sky and the sea. She is just, she's making love to everything around her, and that is how she explains how she makes her music. So she's in a constant orgy with life, basically, and her inspiration is optimism, is energy. She's gone through some of the most soul-crushing things ever, and she spits it all out and makes it so beautiful. And is very, very open about her feelings. So yeah, optimism is the energy. But the thing is, if you're thinking that you're in a constant war zone, then, you know, you're not going to feel like, you know, you have the optimism that you need. So because your optimism is not there, is not the energy that you're in, that's what's blocking your manifestations, your abundance, and your luck. So Bjork, she's from Iceland, born in 1965. Bjork is a singer, composer, artist, fashion icon, and actor, yet none of these labels captures her sufficiently. A relentless chameleon, she is the creator of her very own multiverse, fusing electronica, abstract beats, performance art, the avant-garde, and groundbreaking technology. Bjork operates autonomously and adrift from the mainstream of pop culture. Her imagination nourished by the alien, extra mundane beauty of her native Iceland. Her music can be simultaneously seductive and bewildering, ravishing and aggravating, a cacophony of glamour, craziness, and a fairy tale. She is a perpetual interrogator and cultural trailblazer, always remaining a giant otherworldly leap ahead of her contemporaries. Yeah, she is just really beyond, like, she doesn't get the recognition that she, you know, deserves, but absolutely divine feminine energy, triple Scorpio. Like, that is the ability to transmutate energy, to take it from one thing and put it into another. That shamanistic sort of energy that Scorpio, you know, inhabits. So definitely check her out if you have never heard of her, because it looks like that, you know, that Scorpio energy is really what's blocking your abundance. You know, we're still at Venus and Scorpio, so you still have time, but it's time to get deep in there, deep into that root. It's time to, yeah, because, whew, yeah, it's time to get deep in that root. And I feel like some Björk can definitely help you get there. Okay, let's see. We have red artwork. So, yeah, red artwork. So I will put Ministry of Sound. I will put one of her songs from this album that I think you might like. Yeah. So, oh shit. Yeah, there's a whole nother one here. Blondie. Fools mistake their flesh for plastic. It's not enough to be beautiful. You need to know how to be beautiful. Stay open to new things and you will never stagnate. And that is what's coming up here. That's the mindset. So not thinking that you can have a deep relationship, excuse me, that if you go into a deep relationship and you admit how deeply you have felt about a particular person or multiple people, right? I know plenty of Geminis where polyamory really is the only way for them. And that's cool, right? Like, I'm poly. So yeah. We have Debbie Harry coming out saying, stay open to new things and you will never stagnate. Thinking that, you know, loving someone deeply and, you know, being close to new things, you know, are mutually exclusive. That's not how it is, right? You can keep yourself open to these new things. And don't, like, you know, feel like the way that your body feels or the way that your spirit body feels, you know, is some sort of plastic, that it has to be fake, right? And it's not enough to be beautiful. You need to know how to be beautiful. Like, you know that you're beautiful. It's just about how to use this divine feminine energy of cultivating a network of love like most feminines can't. A lot of feminines don't want to open their heart that big, but you can definitely find a way to open it that big, okay? So we have Blondie. Debbie Harris, United States, 1945. As Blondie's frontwoman, Debbie Harris was a new paradigm in rock in the late 1970s. Her luminous style matched only by her fiercely fabulous attitude. Hauling themselves out of the unbelievable, squalid New York club scene of the time, while simultaneously embracing the city's chaos, decay, and faded beauty, her band's intoxicating mix of the 60s perfect pop and in-your-face punk attitude proved irresistible to audiences worldwide. Refusing to conform to the prevailing female stereotypes of victim or showgirl, Harry generated her own unique, dazzling glitz, the surface gloss and candy-colored trappings concealed through a tough but tender, independent, and uncompromising core, which is awesome. I don't know too much about Blondie. I know my mom liked Blondie. But yeah, this is very much about being, you know, in yourself, you know, in your face punk attitude that is, you know, irresistible. And that's kind of how Gemini is. And not being this sort of victim or showgirl or anything like that. But, you know, you can be independent and feel deeply at the same time. We have Back to Life, Soul 2, Soul featuring Canon. So yeah, it looks like, you know, you have been brought back to life by love is what I'm hearing. It does say that this is 15. So I feel like by being by yourself and being in conflict by yourself is what 15 represents to me. But it says soul to soul. So it does look like you've been brought back to life by some sort of soul to soul connection. And it has to do with the emotional depth. Let's see what else is going on here. How is this blocking the abundance? We have the Knight of Chalices going right to the slight intrusion. So it looks like there is someone who comes and goes. It's, you know, unevolved, emotional, masculine energy that comes and goes. Are they sincere? Yes, but they still do come and go here. So it looks like some Piscean energy, possibly Cancer, Scorpio, but I'm feeling heavy Pisces, just very kind of in and out. We have 800 saliva. Yeah, saliva. So, but I'm hearing like, oh, but the kisses are 100. Oh, that's cute. So, let's see what the light energy is. There could be 800 involved in this. There's something about numbers. It's definitely on the mind. And the game of numbers is what is kind of really getting you here. What's the shadow? Very much stuck in your head. Sleep powder. Yeah, your heart is sleeping on this. Your heart is asleep when it comes to this because you don't want this slight intrusion here. Every time this Knight of Chalices gets there, you know, it causes this trigger toxic mindset. It says, and it puts your heart to sleep because your head's too busy. It says it uses the different poisons in each of its hands separately when it attacks. The stronger its aroma, the healthier it is. Yeah, so, you know, this sting, this is very much a Scorpion sting, okay? I'm getting that, especially with triple Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Bjork. So I bet this person has a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising that is all up in your energy. Because, yeah, like, there definitely were two different types of stings that happened here, and it really has messed up the mental. And the thing is with this person, the stronger the sting, the stronger the aroma, the stronger that they can poison you in some way, they feel stronger. And that is a little scary, I'm going to tell you right now. So I'm sorry that you are dealing with someone that way. Let us see the song to go into the extended. We have Wanfried 1883 by Klaus Schultz, Timewind. So there definitely has something to do with time. That's very, very important here. So like I said, if you would like to follow me into the extended, we're going to take a look at some sort of new philosophy that can help you get out of this philosophy that does not serve you. And then we will also get some advice. By the way, these both came up in Scorpio's reading. So if you have Scorpio placements or dealing with Scorpio, highly recommend. And we will also look at some advice on how to manifest your luck and abundance here. So, Gemini, thank you again. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The more energy you send to me, the more energy I can send to you. And I'm sending you so much love and a big hug and a kiss on your third eye. Mwah.